Hi, everybody. This week for this discussion board, I'm going to answer the question: can attachment theory explain abusive romantic relationships? If so, how, and if not, why? I first wanted to start off to say that attachment theory focuses on the relationships and bonds between people. Um, Bowlby described it as a lasting psychological connectedness between human beings. It's essentially an emotional bond with another person. Ainsworth described three styles of attachment: secure, ambivalent insecure, avoidant insecure, and disorganized insecure attachment. So, secure attachment is seen when a child is distressed when a parent leaves but feels joy when the parent returns. A child who is secure in their relationship is comfortable in seeking reassurance from their parents or caregivers. Ambivalent attachment occurs when a child receives poor parental availability and just can't depend on their parents to be there when they're needed. That one is rare and only occurs between 7 and 15% of US children. Avoidant attachment occurs because of abuse or neglect from caregivers. They usually avoid their parents or caregivers and will avoid asking for help from anyone in the future. And finally, disorganized attachment displays a mix of behavior. Child may avoid a parent due to inconsistent parenting, but will also seek the parents as a source of comfort, but also fear. So, a child's attachment early on can have a lasting effect on relationships throughout life. Children who experience a secure attachment usually have good self esteem, strong romantic relationships, the ability to self disclose to others. They also tend to be more independent, perform better in school, have successful social relationships, and experience less depression and anxiety. Having said all of this, attachment theory can explain why some people do stay in abusive relationships. So I'm huge on speaking out on human trafficking and child exploitation. So I'm going to kind of use that as my example here. So some people experience what's known as trauma bonds. It's also called Stockholm Syndrome. The victims develop a powerful emotional bond with the abuser. Oftentimes, the trauma bonds begin with grooming. Grooming is a manipulative process that someone uses to get close to someone and gain their trust. This process begins with initial contact, of course. Then the abuser will befriend the victim. Um, Soon, there's going to be an exchange of favors, and it's not long until the abuser gains control of the victim and ultimately exploits them. The victim often develops a dependency to the abuser by way of money, drugs, shelter, alcohol, and of course, most importantly, love and affection. Um, so it's easy to see how one can stay in an abusive relationship if this other person grooms them and takes all of their power away and makes them feel like nobody in the world loves them except for this abuser. And um, why would anybody leave if they're getting shelter, money? You know, they're getting all their needs met, and they think that they're getting their emotional needs met as well, even though they aren't. Um, I personally have to end any conversation if I speak about trafficking or child exploitation. I gotta leave a phone number. That's just how I am. So if you feel like you've witnessed any kind of trafficking, or if you think that um, you feel like you've been a victim, or you feel like you know a victim, or you have seen something that could be trafficking type thing, please call the hotline. The phone number is 1-888-737-7888, or you can text help or info to Be Free, which is 233-733. Both are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every minute of every day. Please don't sit by while somebody is being hurt. Thank you.